Last January, when I got my exam results back, I got straight Ds, whereas 13 months on this year, I managed to get some Bs. My name is Niall. I'm a fourth year accountancy student, and this is how I managed to turn it round at university. So let's put some context on those straight Ds. So last year, when I was doing my exams, I'd barely attended any of the lectures that year. I'd been mainly just drinking a lot of the time and not really focusing on my studies at all, and really just having the worst time possible. And I, at the time, thought that that was pretty normal, and I was just kind of looking around, and what I was living in was an environment where everyone was just kind of getting drunk all the time. And I'm not sure if uni is like that for everyone, but for the people that I knew, it was definitely a lot of drinking culture and not a lot of getting things done. And whilst other people might enjoy that or find themselves being productive during that, I just couldn't focus on what I needed to at the time because of that. I find myself just kind of skipping lectures by sleeping in, or skipping lectures because I was too hungover, and it was just a very negative culture to be a part of. So the main first thing that I did to turn it around this year was changing my environment. I moved out of my flat with my friends in it because I wanted to make sure that I was going to give it my all this last year, and I didn't feel like I could do that there. And it was quite a leap of faith. I felt like quite an annoyance to them because we had lived together for like 3 years, and I didn't want them to hate me, but I also knew that I wasn't going to do anywhere near as well if I was still staying in that flat where everyone's just drinking all the time. So if you are someone who is in that environment and you want to get out, just know that you can. Like, you don't have to be in the environment where everyone is drinking all the time if you don't want to. And I know that some people really enjoy that. So if you are in that environment and you're enjoying it, then good on you. Honestly, I love the fact that you're having a great time. But just for me, it wasn't working out. So the lack of attendance of lectures was definitely something that hindered me. Another thing was just literally not keeping on top of any notes at all. I'd just kind of attend the lectures and hope that it went into my brain. And that was like the worst possible thing to do. I was just kind of arriving and then not getting anything from it. And that meant that the next time there was a lecture, I would just be like not wanting to go because I didn't get anything from the lecture. So that was just like a really negative return circle because I'm not getting anything from the lecture, so I don't want to go to the lecture, so I don't go. And then I've just got absolutely no knowledge when it comes to exam time. So what did I change other than my location to make sure that I was going to do better at university in fourth year than third year and the previous years before that? The most important change I made was just my mindset on life as a whole. I think changing myself from being just forced into the pathway of drinking all the time and changing my mindset to the fact that I didn't have to do that and that wasn't me was like one of the most empowering things. I was really a follower of people and I just kind of did what everyone expected me to do. And I've really realized that that is just so pointless because no one cares about you. Like, you are the main focus of your stories, but everyone else has themselves to think about. They're not thinking about what you're doing. They don't really care what you're doing. So realizing that was very important for me. Another thing I did was just changing my mindset on my goals. I have loads of goals for the future, but I never actually thought about how to achieve them. And so when I looked at my 10-year goals and I thought to myself, I want an Audi R8, I want a big house, I want a family, I want to go abroad all the time. How am I going to get there? So I realized when I looked at that 10-year plan, I needed to sort of apportion time to actually get there and really focus on the journey, because you don't just suddenly get to, for me, 30 years old and just have everything that you want. So I really tried to change my mindset on goals and make sure that I was focusing in on what I needed to do to get there. I also completely changed the way in which I work. Coronavirus has completely changed the whole scope of university, And obviously going to lectures last year was kind of the way to get the knowledge, whereas this year it's all online. And I think that that was quite a fortunate change for me, because I struggled to get out of bed and to go to the lectures, whereas this year I love the fact that I only have to go to my room next to my bedroom and I've got my lecture right there, and it's all online and I can watch it back. And that is just such a fortunate change for me, honestly. And the fact that it's all online and I'm taking my notes online just keeps it all together and so much easier to find when you get to exam time. I've made a video before that discusses Notion, the note-taking app that I've been using, and I'll link it in the description if you want to give that a watch. But just note-taking in general has completely changed for me this year, and Notion has been just such a catalyst in that change. The way that you can customize what you want to do and how you want to lay things out and how it all looks. And honestly, I just absolutely love that aspect of it. And just making my notes my own and really just honing in on the idea of loving to learn. Because for a while I was just learning for the sake of learning, whereas now I actually I just find it so fascinating, the things that I can learn. And it was not something that just came about naturally. I really had to force myself to love learning. And it sounds really weird, but everyone can be motivational to you, and you can watch a video by Jordan Peterson or whoever you want to, who's going to tell you to tidy your room 100 times and just be so motivational. And you might get motivation for 5 minutes from that video, or at least I did. But the real change happened when I just tried myself to motivate myself, because obviously different people are going to get motivated in different ways. But I really don't take a lot of gratification from external motivators. I just have to kind of motivate myself, otherwise it's not going to work. Because, I mean, my mum will know this the best. When she tells me to do something, I am less likely to do it. Whereas when I tell myself to do something and I really get on myself to just get everything done that I need to, it's honestly so motivating for me. And another tool that I used to get there was to-do lists, and just having basic to-do list of every single day of what I'm getting done, how I'm getting it done, just helped so much with the exams last year, because I just knew exactly what part of what exam I was going to do and just smash it out and just feel great about it. Exams at university are really hard, and I learnt this the hard way by failing many times over the years. First through third year I had 2 resits and I had multiple Ds, not a lot better. And whilst I'm maybe not the worst case scenario, I'm hoping that this video will be able to show you, if you are in that position, that it can get better if you want it to. And people can nudge you to motivate you, but you have to motivate yourself at the end of the day. And it's all about that progression and getting better and just utilising the best out of yourself. I hope this video somewhat inspires anyone who is in that position. If not, I hope you enjoyed just listening to me ramble about how it was bad and it is now good. So thanks so much for watching. A like and a subscription would be much appreciated. Any thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.